Welcome to DT Madness, Chronicles from the Third Life, Episode 44, January 28th, 2023. So glad you could make it. Well, today is January 28th, making it my 45th birthday. So for 45, we'll call this one 45 Things. I started by thinking about 45 things I was passionate about, but that's a lot to be passionate about. So these are more things that I just kind of like or, think about, or things that just popped up in my head as I was trying to make this list. Sydney asked me if I was more of a 9 times 5 guy or a 15 times 3, and I think I'm going to go with the 15 times 3, or really 3 15s, as she said. Well, yeah, because third life. But yeah, let's jump into it. The number one that I've got on the list is visualizing Sam flopping his hair around. We found out Sam got the solo. He is a part of the premier a cappella group called Voicemail at App State, and they're headed to Knoxville in just a couple of weekends for the regional a cappella group tournament. And he, like I said, got the solo for a song by Kelsey Grammer. Nope, that's Cheers. Andy Grammer, which is like, it feels damn good to be me, or something like that. And anyway, he got solo. So we were listening to the song because we didn't know it, and it gets pretty hype. And as we were driving to school the other day, and Sydney and I were listening to it. I asked her, I was like, you can see Sam with his big mane flopping around while he's bouncing around up on stage, giving all that energy. And she could, man. It was just, anyway. I don't know if you've seen Sam sing, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then you have no idea. Number two on the list of 45 things is being mayor, and turning on the charm. You know, I I'm more of an introvert, maybe always, but definitely these days. And I don't always look forward to being at events, but I just, I guess, have a gift, or I can fake it pretty good. I don't really think I'm faking it. Seriously, I don't. But when I go to this event with a bunch of folks the other night about being healthy, Cleveland County, and I can it's fun for me to talk to the people and give the mayor smile and do the handshakes. And again, I'm not putting on. Um, I do enjoy it. That's part of the job that I really do enjoy. I like when it's over too. Number three on the list is therapy, and I'm really grateful. I've done 4 sessions now. I'm due back again on Thursday. Um, I just, I'm dealing with things that I had swept, or had tried to sweep under the rug for 4 decades, and that has that's not the way to do it. And so I encourage you, if you got stuff, and we all do, seek somebody out, whether it's a licensed professional, or whoever it is, and find somebody that you can trust and confide in, and work through your stuff. It's just better. It's just better. The things that I'm doing are excuse me, are sensory motor type stuff, really. Letting my body release, and communicate. It's anyway, in a couple of weeks, I'll talk more about that. Number four is a good apple butter. I love apple butter. You know what I'm saying? Like, apple butter. And I really like the clovey kind. I really do. I really like the clovey kind. I don't know if I have candles on this list, but I do like candles too. Um, but but maybe we'll come back to that. Um, but yeah, if you got any recommendations on a good apple butter. Oh, wow, this is embarrassing. Number five on the list is finding the right candle. So I was wondering if I had candles on the list. And the reason why I was thinking about it is because I do have a clove candle that I bought from offline, as they say. And I mean, it's kind of like it. You know, I got this coffee candle going at the same time that I got from when we were in Hilton Head. And it's tough to find the exact that applewood and clove from Bath and Body Works was the best, but I went through it pretty quick. Um, I don't know. I'm going up to see my friend Erin in just a bit, and I think that I will, after my massage, get maybe see what she's got going on. Number six is having my ear pod in my left ear while I'm working at school. And I probably shouldn't be admitting this. I probably shouldn't be admitting this in case any of my administrators are listening, but I just, I can't hate on the kids for wanting to listen to their music while they're working because I like to do that. I work better when I have, when No Man in No Man's Land is jamming out for 20 minutes in my left ear, then I can just get into a groove and really churn out the work and good stuff, not just, I'm not just surfing the web anyway. Left ear pod guy though. Number seven is hop water. And oh man, I I I've seen it like I'm a sparkly water guy, fuzzy water guy these days. Over 2 years of no alcohol at all, and glad about that. Definitely ready to continue that trend. Um, and but this hop water stuff, I love the taste of IPAs, and I love the bitter, piney, whatever that is. And hop water has that to a certain extent, and it's got whatever adaptogens are, which are the cool thing to have now. And what's that other thing that it's got? I can't remember, but it's got a thing that actually kind of does make you feel pretty chill. And so my friends, we got some while we were down at Hilton Head and drank. It's zero everything. It's got ashwagandha. That's what it is. No calories, no sugar, no whatever. And so I'm looking forward to getting back on that hop water train after I grab some. They've got some at the Harris Teeter, but I got to get to Charlotte for that. But I can do that. Number eight is climbing up around the puddles to get to my rock. It's been raining so much. And so there's just these big, giant puddled areas along the path. And so I found easy way up, just around, kind of up onto the bank. But it's just funny because when I do it, I think I'm like a mountain climber. Like I think I'm a real outdoorsy kind of guy because I'll grab onto a tree and kind of swing around, let it hold my weight and kind of help me guide myself around the briars and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm definitely a trekker. So I get a good chuckle out of that when I think about doing that. Number nine is the rare times Isaac and I both let our guards down just to talk like regular people. And that doesn't happen maybe enough because we're both really competitive and he's 13, almost 14. And so we have our own voices that we use and we're always, jabbing and sparring in good natured ways, back and forth with each other. But I do like it when we have those just moments of where we can let our guards down and talk to each other. In that vein, I'd love playing chess with the boy. He's getting really good. He gets really frustrated that he hasn't beaten me yet, but he's definitely had me up against the wall a few times. I've so far found the ways out, and I'm sure he loves how I remind him that I've beaten him and ask him if he hears checkmate in his sleep. But yeah, he's it's only a matter of time before he takes me down, and then I'm sure I've got what's coming to me. Number 11 on the list of 45 for 45 is planning out the podcast. I really love it. I love writing in general. I like writing Facebook posts. I like writing my thoughts down, which is what this allows me to do each week. It's tricky because people ask me what I'm thinking about, and I don't want to really tell them through the week because I try to save it for the madness. But I'm gonna try my hand at fiction of sorts. Never been really much of a poetry guy, more of a prosy guy. I don't know what to call what I'm working on. It's not really historical fiction, even though it's based on, my history. It's more kind of like fantasy fiction, but I think it's Mr. Good, but it's definitely somebody I talked to who said, fiction. He teaches his kids that fiction isn't that it's not true. In fact, in many ways, fiction has as much or more truth to it than what we call nonfiction. But anyway, I'm working on that, and I love writing, planning out the podcast, and in just a couple of weeks, maybe the February 11th podcast, I hope to maybe offer up that that writing that I'm working on. Number 12 is watching the tennis. Man, I need Australian Open to be over because my sleep habits are just really bad because, whatever, it's 16 hours ahead and but if I wake up and I've almost trained myself to kind of wake up and check ESPN to see what the scores are, some of these late night matches, I did wake up and keep up with um, Sabalenka and what's her name, Rybakina, this morning, and then actually woke up at around 5:30 and watched the end of the third set. So, but I love it. I love watching tennis. I love watching my kids play it. I love watching it on TV, and it's the best. It's my favorite. I think it's my favorite sport. I really do. Number 13 is West Wing. We are in season three, just barely into season three, and man, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I keep saying this in every podcast, but we watch it one or two episodes each night. And going along with that, we got a little TV theme here. Number 14 is The Big Bang Theory. My kids watch it over and over and over. And Sydney laughing at Sheldon and all of them. Raj makes me laugh, but Sheldon is just hilarious. And some of the things that he says, I will begin to crack up to. Number 15 is Jeopardy. We've been watching Jeopardy um, pretty pretty regularly. We like it when somebody gets on a streak. Um, but if tennis is on or we need to catch a West Wing early, then Jeopardy takes the hit. But we do enjoy watching that at 7. Number 16 on my list is my redesigned Nook, and I need to clean it up, but I've moved my little meditation sand pit over here by my coffee pot. I've got my books over here, and what I did is I got some of that double-sided tape and put my pictures up off the counter so I can keep the counter clean, which it isn't right now because it's the end of the week. But yeah, I got my lava lamp up, my candles around, and it's my spot. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I'll maybe put some pictures on the Instagram maybe if I get it straightened up. Number 17 is coming up with secret presents for people. I've never really been good at keeping secrets, but maybe being mayor has helped me with that. But I've been working on some stuff for Sydney this week as she is just a week from today. Her birthday is a week from today, and she will be the sweet 16. And so I had some presents from her, and I like getting on the internets and trying to find some good stuff. 18 is putting Suavecito on my beard. My beard is as long as it's been in quite a while, and it grows in different ways. My hair patterns are all askew, and but I've got this Suavecito, which means smooth guy, and I am a smooth guy. But Suavecito is pomade, and I usually used to use it on my hair after I'd get a fresh fade from Kathy, but I've been using it on my beard to keep it shape, and I don't know. I almost bought some of the pomade from Manscaped, but I figured I already had this other. Um, I kind of would like some that's maybe not as firm holding for the beard, but I don't know. What do you got for beard pomade? Number 19, very much related. I talked about getting that fresh fade from Kathy and getting my hair washed afterward with that Paul Mitchell tea tree. Oh man, I'm probably gonna buy some. I'm probably gonna buy some next time I go. But yeah, number 20, when my jokes land to the 16-year-olds in school. Oh man, that's the best. When it's the best when I pretend like I'm not, like I don't know what's going on, like I'm the old fool, and they just kind of laugh at me. Those are good. But when my jokes land and they genuinely laugh, that's pretty good. And then related to that, when I get on a rant in class, I just I really have to try to. I've been thinking more about my style of teaching, and I think it is unorthodox. Um, my principal came around the other day, and I was sitting in the chair, and some of the kids were, we were watching this front line on Putin and the presidents, and I wish he would have stuck around for a little bit because after that, I went on this long rant about what it means to be American. I'm not going to go on that here, but sometimes I will. The kids know if I stand in front of my podium, like if I move in front of my podium, then I'm about to get, I'm about to get on it. But I do enjoy that. It's, it's, it's teaching. It's what I like. Number 22 is watching my kids do their things. I just love it, man. Whatever it is, whether it's singing, performing, frisbee, ultimate frisbee, or playing disc golf, which is a little bit more difficult to watch. Watching them play tennis, I love watching them be students. I love watching them wrestle around with each other, or oh man, I just love it. Number 23 is paying my bills off early. Um, I like new cars. I do. I like to get them fresh off the lot, or maybe even before that. That's a new trend for me, but I like to pay them off early. Um, I sit around for several minutes and sometimes hours just kind of plotting, when to make that extra payment and how much. And I don't know, that might sound weird to you, but I'm not what's his name, I'm not Larry Ramsey or whatever. I'm not like that. I'm not tight with my money. Anyway, number 24, a good fiction book that draws me right away and keeps me there. Man, I'm this Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. Don't tell me anything about it yet. I'm about three-fifths of the way. I've read three-fifths of the book, and oh wow, I have no idea how it's going to end, but it is really, really fantastic. Thank you, Nora, for the recommendation. Um, Number 25, Thich Nhat Hanh. I've mentioned this each morning. I open it up. Um, I do the half smile because of Thich Nhat Hanh. I gave those books to my brother and my sister and my dad. Um, what a gift to the world he was. What a gift to the world he is. 26, texting Sam during NFL games. Looking forward to that tomorrow, helping Boone. And it's just a short text. Hey, did you see that? And then he'll reply back with something like, Kittle is cold, man, and just stuff like that. It makes me glad. Number 27, when we drive to school in the morning, we try to listen to some good music and sing a little bit, but it's fresh in the morning, and so sometimes we're awake and sometimes not. Sometimes it's gloomy and sometimes it's almost sunny, whatever. But that first note that Sydney hits, sometimes it's straight up if it's a song she's really feeling, or sometimes it's just kind of from her chest and she's humming in a way. But man, that sends me soaring. Number 28 is my morning routine. I'll just like a good routine. I like to do my thing. I like to get up, have my green tea and ginger, and read my Thich Nhat Hanh, light my candles, listen to my music, um, and then get ready for the day. 29 is the old rock at the river. I've it's hard for me to explain this. The rock on the upriver side that I typically talk about, the one that I like to go mountain climbing up around, has had some different vibes for me because I get into some things that I don't know. So I've been going back to the old spot a little bit lately, and that's been really refreshing. Definitely headed back down there at some point this afternoon. Number 30 is Hannah's Coffee Shop, and I know I should just brew my own coffee here, but I like going there. I like going there. It's good coffee. It's Broad River coffee. It's uh, it's cool people, and they know who I am now. Sydney and I actually got our Polaroid made and put on the board out there as regulars. And now when I go in, they already punch in what I'm going to get because I get the same thing every time. And the last time we were there, I ordered my coffee and they were like, "You're not going to get your blueberry scone?" Because I had this cheesecake at home. And but like, yeah, okay, I'll get my blueberry scone. But it's cool, man. I love being known. I love people knowing what I am about. I don't know. Thanks, Santa's Coffee Shop. 31 is that cheesecake, and it's Jane's cheesecake, man. Whew, she tends to make one of these for my birthday, and she did not let me down this time. And it is just, oh my God, so smooth and silky. And Oh, just creamy and mm, mm. I uh I can't wait to eat the rest of it today. It's so good. 32. I love being early. I love being early. Early's on time, right? I love being early. I like getting places 10, 15 minutes ahead. I like leaving early because just in case, you run into something. I don't like wasting people's time. I like to, whatever. Um, but I like being right on time as well. And what I mean by that is like if I say, "Hey, I'll be there at 1:30 tomorrow," like if I make a prediction or whatever, then I like to be on schedule. I like to be on schedule. Maybe that's what it is more than that. Number 33 is the best of friends, man. Oh God. I've thought about it, I've thought about over the third life, over the three lives, 45 years. I've just been, you know, you are the soul that what is it? You are the song that my soul understood, So many people, man. Thank you. Thank you to my people who let me be me, who ask me who I am and want to know, really, and then let me reciprocate. Man, thank you. Number 34, I do like a good shower curtain with a cool design. I had one up for a long time with with the boat because of my my arm tat that's the boat on fire. It got kind of nasty where it just wouldn't wash anymore, so I got a new one that's got a wave on it. I'll put it up on the Instagram when I post it, but man, it's cool. I do like a good shower curtain with a nice design. Um, oh man, 35. Sid helping my niece Lila with her math. Sydney loves to do well. She loves perfection, and usually she achieves it in terms of testing, in terms of academics, and a lot of other things too. But I was just, man, I was so proud of her because my family had some issues going on, and so my niece needed some help with math, and Sydney had two test, AP Stats and AP US History to study for that she had the day after, and she it didn't like totally stress her out. She felt she knew she was doing the thing, man. She knew she was doing what was real. Oh man, I just yeah, almost 16. 36 is Cachava. Oh man, it's just the best. You should get you some. It's not cheap, but you know what? Health isn't cheap. 37, hearing a good lyric. I thought about this when I was listening to the Stone, David. It's not the Stone if it doesn't end all crazy. What does it say? Like something about holding up my head, when I can't. And I'll do the same for you, unless you don't want me to, and then I'll move on. I love hearing a good lyric that just kind of grabs me in a new way. 38, I love blowing off my driveway. I've talked about this many, many times, but I can't leave it off the list. I love a good, clean driveway. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the best. And now I have an extra battery. I'm just set. Um, 39, I like a good scarf vibe. And I'm wearing mine right now. Like, I wear my scarf now when I record the podcast. And I've looked for other scarves, but this crest one that's just like green and white, rectangles all the way down with the little fuzzy strings on the end, and it's got the C, it's got the crest C on the bottom. Haley and Jeremy hooked me up with this one for being a teacher and stuff. I've looked for other scarves, maybe one like App State or maybe like a fish donut one, or I don't know, but I like my scarf vibe, man. I was rocking it pretty hard at school yesterday. Number 40 on this list of 45 things for 45 is making lists. I like making lists. I like making them when I'm at school and just writing down the things that I need to do. It's basically how I create my lesson plans. I like to write down just singular terms, and then, you know, that's that's what I do. I like driving with the sunroof open and the heat on. I'll definitely be doing that on my way up to Spindale here in just a few minutes. I'm really, for number 42, I'm getting into succulents. And I know I'm late in this game, but probably because Hannah's Coffee Shop has them out there. And when they have a cool looking pot, when they have one, I'm tempted to get it. I got to get one for back here in the Nook, or I might just bring mine home from school with the cool gnome looking, turtle looking, snail looking thing, and put it back here because getting ready to have to move out of my classroom anyway. 43, just a few more to go on this short 45 for 45. Um, I like generating big ideas and ideals, writing them down somewhere. Like I've got this big giant sticky notepad at school, and I'll just write down things like practice, or ask the question. Um, and then I like trying to figure out how to implement them. I like how to implement them practically and effectively. And sometimes I get there and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I think I got there and I'll try it out and it just really fails in terms of a lesson or something like that. But um, that's the way that I think. I don't know. Is that inductive? Is that deductive? Is that something else? 44. I like words, you know. I do. I like words. I like trying to figure out what they mean, what they meant, what their etymology was. Um, uh, and how they've been passed down and how they lead to great questions. Like Sydney asked the other day, which do you think there's anything that connects us more than death? And my answer was life. And honestly, I haven't come up with anything beyond those two that can fit in this question of things that connect us. I'm not totally convinced that life is or that death is the thing that connects us most. So you can think about that yourself. Um, or is there a third thing? Maybe there's a third thing. Um, and then finally, for 45 for 45, I got to go big here, is the Pilot Pro G2 pen in blue. Oh man, it just really feels, it's the perfect weight. It almost puts off too much ink, but I feel like I'm writing with a quill, like I've dipped it in the little bucket there, whatever that is, the quill ink holder thing. Oh, I just realized how much I love that pen yesterday. And I didn't have but 44, and so I needed 45 and the Pilot Pro G2 blue. It just it just really fit. So that's 45 things for being 45. I appreciate y'all listening for 45 weeks now. If I can get her permission, then next week will be Sydney's kind of birthday story. If that's okay with her. If not, then I'll come up with something else. But and then maybe in a couple weeks I'll try that fantasy, historical, magical realism type fiction on you. But anyway, this has been a Church of Six production, brought to you by the Bucket of Life, the Magic Rock, the Token of Hope, the Wall of Belief, and because it is my born day, shout out to Mom and Dad, the Foundation Tower of Stone, and all those that came before me, making me who I am. Nothing divine is desperate. Don't forget to believe, y'all, and be live. Peace, my friends.